Success. Some chase it, some stumble into it, some master it completely. You may think of billionaires as just lucky people who happen to be in the right place at the right time, or perhaps you see them as ruthless individuals who stepped on others to reach the top. But the real difference between billionaires and everyone else isn't luck, ruthlessness, or even intelligence. It's how they think. The true nature of extraordinary success lies in the daily habits, mental frameworks, and decision-making patterns that separate the ultra-wealthy from the rest of us. When it comes to building wealth, we are all capable of greatness, but financial success is not so much about what you know, but how you think and behave. Let's dive into the fascinating world of billionaire thinking and discover what makes these individuals tick. The morning ritual revolution. We all wake up to the same 24 hours, yet some people seem to extract exponentially more value from their time than others. The difference starts the moment their eyes open. While most of us reach for our phones and immediately get sucked into the chaos of notifications, emails, and social media, billionaires have mastered something far more powerful: intentional mornings. Take Jeff Bezos, for example. The founder of Amazon doesn't schedule any meetings before 10 a.m. Instead, he uses his morning hours for what he calls puttering around, reading the newspaper, having breakfast with his family, and setting his intentions for the day. This isn't laziness, it's strategic thinking. Bezos understands that the quality of your morning determines the quality of your entire day. Billionaires don't just wake up and react to the world around them. They wake up and create their world. They start each day by identifying their top 3 priorities. Not 10, not 5, but 3. These aren't random tasks pulled from an endless to-do list. These are carefully chosen actions that align with their long-term vision and will move them closer to their ultimate goals. The power of this approach becomes clear when you consider the alternative. The average person wakes up reactive. They check their phone, see 20 urgent messages, and immediately fall into firefighting mode. They spend their entire day responding to other people's priorities instead of focusing on their own. It's like trying to drive a car by only looking in the rearview mirror. You might move forward, but you'll never reach your destination efficiently. The learning obsession. Warren Buffett, one of the world's most successful investors, spends approximately 80% of his working day reading. Not checking emails, not attending meetings, not making phone calls, reading. Books, annual reports, newspapers, research papers. Bill Gates reads around 50 books per year, which breaks down to nearly 1 book per week. Elon Musk was known to read for 10 hours a day as a child, consuming everything from science fiction to rocket science textbooks. This isn't a coincidence. Billionaires understand something that most people miss. In a rapidly changing world, your ability to learn faster than the competition is your only sustainable competitive advantage. They don't just read for entertainment or to pass time. They read with purpose, constantly seeking new perspectives, insights, and knowledge that can give them an edge. Consider this from another angle. The half-life of learned skills is shrinking rapidly. What you learned in college 5 years ago might already be outdated. The job you're doing today might not exist in a decade. But billionaires don't fear this change. They embrace it. They know that whoever learns fastest adapts fastest, and whoever adapts fastest wins. There's something else fascinating about how billionaires approach learning. They don't just consume information, they synthesize it. They connect dots between seemingly unrelated fields. Steve Jobs famously credited his success to combining technology with liberal arts. His study of calligraphy in college later influenced Apple's focus on beautiful typography. Bezos applied his knowledge of physics and computer science to revolutionize retail. The magic happens at the intersection of different disciplines. The time mastery paradox. Time is the ultimate equalizer. Rich or poor, successful or struggling, we all get the same 1,440 minutes each day. But billionaires have cracked a code that most of us never figure out. They don't manage time, they manage energy and attention. The 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle, states that 80% of results come from 20% of efforts. Billionaires live by this principle religiously. They ruthlessly identify the 20% of activities that generate 80% of their results and eliminate or delegate everything else. They understand that being busy is not the same as being productive. Warren Buffett's former pilot once asked him for career advice. Buffett told him to write down his top 25 career goals, then circle the top 5. The pilot assumed Buffett would tell him to focus on the top 5 and work on the other 20 when he had time. Instead, Buffett said, "Everything you didn't circle just became your avoid-at-all-cost list. No matter what, these things get no attention from you until you've succeeded with your top 5. This level of focus seems almost impossible to most people. We live in a world of infinite distractions, endless opportunities, and constant FOMO. But billionaires understand that success isn't about doing more things. It's about doing fewer things better. They say no to good opportunities so they can say yes to great ones. The calculated risk philosophy. Risk. The word alone makes most people uncomfortable. We're taught from an early age to avoid risk, to play it safe, to choose the secure path. But billionaires have a completely different relationship with risk. They don't avoid it, they master it. Consider Mukesh Ambani's launch of Jio in India. In 2016, he invested over $20 billion to build a nationwide 4G network and then offered free data and calls for months. Industry experts called it financial suicide. Competitors laughed. Traditional telecompanies prepared for Jio's inevitable failure. Instead, Jio revolutionized the Indian telecom industry, gained over 400 million subscribers, and made Ambani even wealthier. This wasn't reckless gambling. It was calculated risk-taking. Ambani and his team spent years analyzing the market, studying consumer behavior, and planning their strategy. They didn't just throw money at the wall and hope something would stick. They identified a massive opportunity, calculated the risks, and made a bold move that others were too afraid to make. The difference between billionaires and everyone else isn't that billionaires take bigger risks, it's that they take smarter risks. They do their homework, they gather information, they build contingency plans. They understand that the biggest risk is not taking any risks at all. Here's what most people get wrong about risk. They think avoiding risk is safe, but in a rapidly changing world, the safe choice often becomes the riskiest choice. The employee who avoids taking on challenging projects to stay safe might find themselves obsolete when their industry evolves. The entrepreneur who refuses to invest in new technology to avoid risk might wake up to find their competitors have left them behind. The network effect. There's an old saying, your network is your net worth. Billionaires don't just believe this, they live it. But their approach to networking is fundamentally different from most people's understanding of the concept. Most people think networking is about collecting business cards at events or adding connections on LinkedIn. Billionaires understand that real networking is about building genuine relationships with people who challenge and elevate their thinking. They seek out mentors, visionaries, and experts who can expand their perspective and open doors to opportunities they never knew existed. This is where Tim Ferriss's incredible book, Tools of Titans, becomes invaluable. If you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend you purchase it from Amazon. You'll find the link in the description below. This book is absolutely worth buying and reading because it reveals the tactics, routines, and habits of billionaires, icons, and world-class performers. Ferriss spent years interviewing hundreds of successful people, distilling their wisdom into actionable insights that you can apply to your own life. What makes billionaire networking so powerful is reciprocity. They don't just take from their network, they give. They make introductions, share opportunities, and provide value to others. They understand that the most powerful networks are built on mutual benefit, not one-sided extraction. Consider Reid Hoffman, the founder of LinkedIn. He didn't just build a professional networking platform, he became a master networker himself. He invests in startups, mentors entrepreneurs, and connects people who can help each other succeed. His network has become one of his most valuable assets, opening doors to opportunities and insights that would be impossible to access otherwise. The health-wealth connection. Here's something that might surprise you. Billionaires are obsessed with their health, not because they're vain or have unlimited time for self-care, but because they understand the fundamental connection between physical well-being and cognitive performance. Richard Branson credits his daily exercise routine with giving him an extra 4 hours of productivity each day. Jeff Bezos prioritizes 8 hours of sleep because he knows that making decisions when tired leads to poor judgment. Oprah Winfrey maintains a strict meditation practice to manage stress and maintain mental clarity. This isn't about having perfect abs or running marathons, though some billionaires do that too. It's about understanding that your body is the vehicle for your mind. And if you want your mind to perform at its peak, you need to take care of your body. Regular exercise increases energy, improves focus, and builds the resilience needed to handle high-pressure situations. Exercise increases the production of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which essentially acts like fertilizer for your brain cells. It improves memory, enhances creativity, and boosts problem-solving abilities. When you're building a billion-dollar empire, you need every cognitive advantage you can get. The multiple streams mastery. Billionaires never rely on a single source of income, ever. They build multiple streams of revenue that work together to create exponential wealth growth. Warren Buffett doesn't just invest in stocks. He owns entire companies, real estate, bonds, and various other assets. Elon Musk doesn't just run Tesla. He's also building rockets with SpaceX, advancing AI with XAI, and developing brain-computer interfaces with Neuralink. Jeff Bezos didn't just focus on Amazon. He invested in Blue Origin, bought the Washington Post, and made numerous other investments. This isn't about being scattered or unfocused. It's about being strategically diversified. Each income stream serves a different purpose and operates on different timelines. Some provide immediate cash flow, others offer long-term growth potential, and others serve as hedges against market volatility. The beauty of multiple income streams is that they compound each other. Your investment income can fund new business ventures. Your business profits can be reinvested to generate more passive income. Your network from one venture can open doors for another. It's like having multiple engines on a rocket. If one fails, the others keep you moving forward. The growth mindset revolution. Perhaps the most fundamental difference between billionaires and everyone else is their relationship with failure and challenges. While most people see obstacles as roadblocks, billionaires see them as stepping stones. Carol Dweck's research on a growth mindset reveals that people with a growth mindset believe their abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. People with a fixed mindset believe their abilities are static and unchangeable. Guess which mindset billionaires have? When Elon Musk's first 3 SpaceX rockets failed spectacularly, costing him nearly $100 million, he didn't give up. He analyzed what went wrong, learned from the failures, and tried again. The 4th rocket succeeded, and SpaceX became the first private company to send astronauts to the International Space Station. When James Dyson's first 5,126 vacuum prototypes failed, he didn't quit. He kept iterating, learning, and improving until he created a revolutionary product that made him a billionaire. This growth mindset extends beyond just business failures. Billionaires actively seek out challenges that push them beyond their comfort zones. They understand that growth happens at the edge of discomfort, and they're willing to be uncomfortable in service of their long-term goals. The value creation imperative. Here's where most people get billionaire thinking completely wrong. They assume billionaires are just better at making money. But the reality is that billionaires don't focus on making money. They focus on creating value. The money is just a byproduct of the value they create. Think about it. Google became worth hundreds of billions of dollars because it solved the problem of finding information quickly. Amazon became one of the world's most valuable companies because it made shopping more convenient and efficient. Tesla became incredibly valuable because it accelerated the world's transition to sustainable energy. Billionaires think in terms of scale. They ask themselves, how can I solve a problem that affects millions or billions of people? They don't just want to make a living, they want to make a difference. And when you solve problems at that scale, the financial rewards naturally follow. This is why billionaires often seem to have an obsession with big, audacious goals that others consider impossible. Elon Musk wants to make humans a multi-planetary species. Bill Gates wants to eradicate malaria. Bezos wants to make space travel as common as air travel. These aren't just business goals. They're missions that, if achieved, would benefit all of humanity. The money mindset shift. The final piece of billionaire thinking that separates them from everyone else is their relationship with money itself. While most people see money as a scarce resource to be hoarded or spent carefully, billionaires see money as a tool to be leveraged and invested. They understand that money sitting in a savings account is actually losing value due to inflation. They know that the real risk isn't losing money. It's not making money grow fast enough to keep up with their ambitions and goals. This is why billionaires are comfortable making bold financial moves that would terrify most people. They'll invest millions in unproven technologies, acquire companies at premium prices, or fund research projects with uncertain outcomes. They understand that in the game of wealth building, you have to spend money to make money. But here's the crucial distinction. They don't spend money frivolously. Every financial decision is strategic. They invest in assets that will generate more money, in businesses that will grow in value, or in experiences that will expand their knowledge and network. Also, I've prepared a free ebook on finance that dives deeper into these concepts and provides practical strategies you can implement immediately. You can download it from the description box below. It's completely free and packed with valuable insights that will help you start thinking, acting like the wealthy do. The path to thinking like a billionaire isn't about having billions of dollars. It's about adopting the mental frameworks, habits, and perspectives that create extraordinary success. It's about setting clear daily goals, committing to lifelong learning, mastering your time and energy, taking calculated risks, building strategic relationships, maintaining your health, creating multiple income streams, embracing challenges, focusing on value creation, and viewing money as a tool for growth. These aren't just strategies for the ultra-wealthy. They're principles that anyone can adopt and apply to their own life and circumstances. The question isn't whether you can think like a billionaire, it's whether you're willing to start today. Watch this video to see young people's biggest money mistakes and discover how to avoid the financial pitfalls that keep most people mediocre while others build extraordinary wealth. If you liked the video, like, comment, and subscribe. See you soon in the next video.